Could I tell you a story that I think is something that Esther and Jerry had asked about a couple of years ago, made a statement that they hadn't heard of anyone that had been just happy, healthy, dead. And my father actually did this, and I was so proud of him. It was the most amazing thing. He was 92 years old, and his father and his brother had both died at 92, so he'd gotten in his head that he had to die when he was 92. I don't know why. But he was a storyteller, and when he was always in the vortex, he would tell this, he would call himself Tony Boshcaloop. And he would, I'm Tony Boshcaloop and everything. And he was so cute, and he had a pacemaker. And he used to say, well, you can't kill me because my heart's just going to keep on beating all the time. And instead, so I'm not going to die. And then he ended up having to live with my sister because my mom was in a home. And then circumstances happened where my sister went out to California to be with my niece, who was expecting a baby in about a month. And he was there with my brother-in-law, and he made a decision that he was going to die. And he just got in bed and told my brother-in-law, this is it, I'm going. And my brother-in-law said, you can't just do this. Get out of bed. And he said, no, really, I'm just going to go now. Leave me alone. I can see it. I can see where I'm going back to. So just leave me alone. And he was very stubborn about it. And my brother-in-law got really upset and called my other sister and my nieces over and everything. And they took him, they made him, after about a day, when he wouldn't get out of bed, they got fearful of what was going on, and they took him to a hospice. And he had already signed all the papers that said that he couldn't be connected to things and stuff. So he goes to the hospice, and of course they do all these, procedures to say, are you okay and everything. And they said, well, they go through the questions, and he's laying there completely still, and they had put him in a hospital gown, and they said, and sir, what is your name? And he said, Tony Boshcaloop. And so they said, well, clearly he's out of his head. We better go do a CAT scan. So they take him, they put him on a gurney with nothing on, like just something covered. He gets up off the gurney and crawls back into bed. And the nurse says to my nieces and my sister, look, he's not going anytime soon. I can tell you that. So they left the hospital. It was 3:00 in the morning by that time, and they left the hospital. And on the way home, 15 minutes later, they get a call from the hospital that said he just stopped breathing, and they had to turn his pacemaker off. And I was so proud of him.
It's an interesting experience, not unlike the one we were just having with our friend whose family and friends want him to come out of the vortex. And it's really an interesting thing how this is the same story. In other words, that the most people who are hovering around your croaking bed will do everything in their power to hold you out of the vortex. In other words, stay here with us. No, we're not happy, and no, we're not, and we know you're not either.
Right.
But stay here with us, because staying outside the vortex is what we mostly do here.
Right.
And what's wrong with you?
Right. And he couldn't go until they left.
Well, that's really a nice thing, because when they did leave, then there was no distraction, and he was able to focus and go in the direction of what he was focused upon.
Right.
So, is it unsettling that we have now made a distinct parallel between the vortex and death? In either case, it is a place of non-resistance. And in either case, in non-resistance, you come fully into all that you are. We just don't think you should have to croak to be in the vortex.
Right.
That's what this is all about. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
I just want to add one thing, which was that very day, my sister was out in California with my niece. She went into premature labor and gave birth to a little boy about a couple of hours after my dad passed. I thought that was really cool. Thank you.
Very good.